Good morning, and thank you for joining me, Coach Michael, on your Monday morning. Marketing, marketing, marketing. This is the one area we all want to know how to master to get customers and raving fan clients consistently coming to use our goods and services. But I'm going to pose a question to you that was posed to me a few years back. If you were able to pick the minds of the most marketing geniuses on the planet, what questions would you ask them? In return, what answers would they give you? If you were able to pick the minds of the greatest leaders on the planet, what questions would you ask them? And what answers would they give you? And how would you use this information to apply to make the shifts to make you better in those areas of both marketing and leadership? There's a great book, Think and Grow Rich, that Napoleon Hill talked about his imaginary council, of where he selected a group of individuals, some alive, some not, to put on his mastermind table to ask them particular questions so he could absorb their knowledge and character to make the proper decisions to become more who he needed to be in his organization. And at first, I thought this was crazy, picking the minds of people that aren't alive. But after reading the book several times and actually teaching the principles over the years, I started developing and applying that strategy a little less than 2 years ago. And I chose 4 different individuals. Think about it. If you're thinking of marketing, would you like to sit down with Steve Jobs and pick his brain? The answer is yes. I mean, he was a genius. So what I did is I developed an imaginary council of 4 different individuals. Now, for you older folks, I picked a gentleman for leadership called General Patton. He was a general in World War II. And I picked him based on tenacity, his knowledge of his foe, he was fighting, his knowledge of the history and art of war and battles, and he was able to use this to press forward. He was a no-nonsense individual and always pressed on. I used Steve Jobs for marketing to ask him questions. Why? Steve Jobs had a quote, "They find the products that we want before we even know we want them." I mean, he is the genius for creating the brand and put his intentional focus on the one thing that's going to make that company famous and have everybody latch on to that brand. I chose Warren Buffett for his calmness, his directiveness, his insight, his investment prowess, and his patience. And I chose, last but not least, Richard Branson for his entrepreneurial spirit and philanthropy. And every Monday morning, I pose a question to these 4 gentlemen. And I ask the question, I close my mind, and I concentrate on the answers they're giving me one at a time. And I record these notes. And I can't tell you how valuable this exercise has come to me. Now, I'll take those notes and I'll share them with my coach on my coaching call. And we will dig deep. And I've gotten some great ideas to build my business by using this strategy. I have been able to pick the minds of some of the best in the area on the planet, some living, some not, and use their advice as strategies to implement into my organization and building my business. So the question is, can you do this? The answer is absolutely, positively yes. I encourage you to think about this in the areas that you want to shine up and become strong. Use this process. If you have a challenge with it, please see me. I'll walk you through it. But the question is there certain questions we have in areas of our business that we want to get better and almost become the best. And the only way to become the best is the quote is, success leaves clues. Choose some people that are extraordinarily successful in these areas that you want to adapt, whether living or alive, and somebody might be in your organization themselves, and begin to pick their minds. There's enough biographies written on these people that you'll know enough about them to understand their character and the type of information they would give to you. Try this process. It's worked for me and worked for many others. Hope this has been valuable. If you need any additional information, please reach out. I want to thank you, as always, for joining me, Coach Michael, on your Monday morning. Have a productive, proper week, and I'll see you next Monday. Go get 'em.